Hi, I'm Scott from NeuroFit RX, and I'm here with Sarah today. And in a previous video, I talked about breathing or respiration causing muscle weakness. Today, we're going to explore that a little bit further. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some testing with Sarah today and look at how breathing and kind of maybe some core activation or inhibition patterns emerge when we're breathing, and then also some things we can do about it. So I'm going to have her go ahead and lay on the table. Excuse me. So I'm going to test some muscles related to the core. And I'm going to test your adductors. So I'm going to bring this leg and I'm going to pull it out. Ready? Hold, Sarah. Okay, and one more time. Ready? Hold. And that muscle's weak. So I'm going to abduct the other leg. Ready? Hold. And she's strong. Now I'm going to give the muscle a signal to relax and hold, Sarah. And it stays on. So one of the patterns can be muscle weakness. Another pattern can be that the muscles won't inhibit. And that tends to be a pattern, I know on Sarah, she tends to have one side that's like hyperactive or overly active, and the other side that tends to go weak. That's her compensation pattern. So I'm going to go ahead and do psoas on this side. So turn the leg out, okay, and hold up, hold. She's weak on that side. Hold this side, ready, and hold. And she's weak. So psoas is weak. I'm going to have her bend the knees, come up, and we're going to come up, curl up, so hands here, okay, and make a fist. Okay, so I'm going to test her rectus, ready, hold. And I'm going to give the muscle a shortened message, ready, hold. And it doesn't shorten, or relax like it should. So she's hyper there. So some other muscles that I can look at, go ahead and sit facing that way, Sarah. I can look at the obliques also. So I'm going to have her go like so, and make a fist for me. So I'm going to have her rotate this way and sit up nice and tall. And then I'm going to try to unrotate her. Ready? And hold. Good. Now I'm going to give the muscles a signal to relax. So go ahead and stay there. So relax, hold. And that one's okay. Okay, so I'm going to have her turn the other way. Ready? And hold. Good. And do these, relax, and hold. And that's hyper. So she's got one side that's okay and the other side that's hyperactive. I'm going to do a transverse test with her. What this is it's kind of a modified oblique test. So I'm going to have her turn towards me, hands here. I'm going to have you draw your navel in just a little, and then I'm going to unrotate her. Ready? Hold. And that's weak. So we're going to go to the other side, and it's up tall, but draw your navel in. And then I'm going to rotate her. Ready? Hold. And stay there. I'm going to give a muscle relax signal. Hold. And it's hyper. So she's got one side that's weak and one side that's hyper, and that's kind of her pattern. So what I'm also going to do is this. I'm going to do some respiratory testing with her to see if that pattern can change. So let's do this. Let's go back to, go ahead and lay back down. And bend your knees. So I'm going to have her breathe through her mouth, just normal mouth breathing. So let's just do 5 breath cycles. That's like number 2. That's like number 3. That's like number 4. And number 5. So put your hand up here, come back up. Okay, so I'm going to retest her on this one now. Close your fist for me. Ready? Hold. And actually that makes her weak. Okay, so what was strong before via mouth breathing, something changed. Now, when she's breathing that way, it can be the activation of the muscles is a little bit different based on that breathing pattern. So what I'm going to do this time, I'm going to have you relax again. So this time I'm going to have her specifically do 5 breaths, or 4 in this case, 4 or 5, through the nose only. Okay, so that's number 2. That's number 3. And that's number 4. So hands across the chest. Go ahead and come up. I'm going to test her in the clear, hold, and she's strong. I'm going to give her the relaxation signal, and she's weak. So that's a normal response. Let's see if it changes anything else in the other muscles. So go ahead and, Sarah, relax the arms. Go ahead, and I want you to do a couple more breaths through the nose. Good, so we're going to test this one. Ready? And don't let me pull out, go. And that one's strong. Now that one was weak in the clear before. Go ahead and keep breathing through the nose. This one was strong. Ready? Don't let me pull out, go. Good. Keep breathing through the nose, but when I shorten the muscle, hold, it weakens. So it normalized the response in this one too. So I didn't tell her to breathe deep, I didn't tell her to breathe shallow, I didn't tell her to breathe any particular way. All I did was I took her into nose breathing versus mouth breathing, which again won't work for everybody, but there is a difference in the body's response to muscle activation and muscle tone depending on how we're breathing. If I went through and I wanted to do some other testing for those muscles based on my research of working with clients, the vast majority of them have this kind of response. So there's something about the breathing pattern. Now, I also suspect, go ahead and stand up, Sarah. So if you know breathing, when you take a breath in, basically your diaphragm compresses your guts. So if I'm taking a real deep breath, so let's say I'm going to do a muscle test. I'm going to use this as a global response test. So look straight ahead, Sarah, hold. So this muscle is strong. Now if I shorten the muscle, it's weak. So I can use this as a gauge of what happens in the entire system. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to have you go ahead and take a deep breath in through the nose. Hold. And she's weak. So breathing through the nose deeper causes a problem. I suspect that when her diaphragm presses down on her guts, that there's something in her GI tract. Again, it could be intestines, it could be stomach, could be whatever's down below the diaphragm, is getting pressed on and the body doesn't like it. So deep breathing might be a problem. So we can test that by going, okay, muscle test, and if I give a little press to the stomach and I test, she goes weak. So a pressure on the stomach, it doesn't like it. So if I do any type of deep breathing and the stomach gets compressed, then it's going to be a problem. So what I can do is I can hold. I did a little reset. Hold. So I'm going to press on her stomach again. Hold. And it's strong. Now, go ahead and take a deep breath in. Diaphragm pressing on the guts. Ready, hold. And she's strong. Now let me make sure that muscle weakens like it's supposed to. And it does. So something about stimulus in deep breathing to the stomach was causing this global response. So that's a more detailed explanation of how breathing affects muscles and how they activate or inhibit. You can get weak muscles, you can get overly strong muscles that don't inhibit. So breathing through the nose is a little different than breathing through the mouth. And sometimes when you do deeper breathing, the diaphragm can start to push on things and you can get a kind of a global response of, I don't like that. So there's other facets to this that we'll go into and I'll talk about maybe how we can correct that by doing some diaphragmatic exercises in the future. This is Scott from NeuroFit RX. Thanks.